Hi everyone, Jackie from HR Tactics here again for another quick hot minute or two or three. Again, we'll see how we go. Now, have you heard? The government is calling for all employers to consult with your workers right now about safety in the workplace. This means that your staff, any representatives they might have, and contractors need to be involved in the planning for safety in the workplace. This consultation is necessary under Principle 3 of the COVID-19 Safe Workplace Principles, and they were released back on the 29th of April. So what does this mean practically for us as business owners? I want to go through that today. So you need to look at each role workers are performing in your business and do the following 5 things. I love steps, so I'm breaking them into 5 things. First one is assess how the work's actually being undertaken in that role. So remembering that you might have some roles where people are performing the same role but in different locations. So you need to consider each of those locations. And is the work being done, say, at a desk with a computer? Is driving required? An interaction with the public because they're making deliveries? So you need to look at how the actual work is being undertaken in each of those roles and each of those locations so that you can do the second step, identify any risks. The third step is quantify those risks. Now, you need to work out whether they are high or low risks. These are judgment calls that you're going to need to make. The likelihood that they're actually going to happen, and the consequences, how dire the consequences would be if it did happen. So the fourth one is decide what can be done to reduce or eliminate those risks. So that's what they call control measures. So that could be use a different tool to do the same task. It could be do it in a different location. It could be you could require certain things be eliminated completely, or maybe only slight changes would be required. So you'll need to decide what can be done to reduce or eliminate, even better, those risks that you've identified. And the fifth one is really important. Give someone the responsibility for monitoring those control measures, that those control measures are actually successfully reducing or eliminating the risks over time. So get them to keep. They're going to have to keep monitoring that they are the most appropriate control measure for those risks. So what principle number 3 requires for us is for us to involve our staff or contractors, representatives, in that 5-step process that I've just gone through. So you can't just go ahead and handle those 5 steps yourself. You must have evidence that you've consulted with them. After all, they are the ones who are performing the roles, so they're going to know the answers to the questions, bang, bang, bang. So, but have records of the conversations and the consultation that you've undertaken with the staff. So today's hot HR tip is take control of the narrative around this risk assessment process. Take charge of the change. Be transparent. Communicate this whole project transparently with them. Let your staff know that you're following the government safety guidelines and that you're going to require their input, because in the absence of information from you, a void is going to be filled, and it's going to be filled with misinformation, and it's going to be filled with rumour. So take charge of this change. So I mentioned transparency there. Transparency is a really important tool, and I definitely encourage you to use it, especially at the moment with so much uncertainty going on. Whether you're sending emails or doing videos or whatever it might be, whichever way you're communicating with your staff, doing it transparently, I really encourage that. It breeds trust. Let them see your authenticity. Be honest, be truthful. And if the information hasn't been released yet, then say so. And if you're still working through some plans, like these plans that I went through today, let them know that. that things aren't finished yet, that you're still working on them, and reassure them that you'll be communicating regularly to keep them informed. So your action right now is to think about how you've been communicating with your staff over the last few weeks. How regularly have you been communicating with them? What format has your communication been in? Was it in email? Was it in video form? And if it hasn't been at least every few days, then now is definitely the time to step up that pace. So put a recurring reminder in your diary right now to send them an update more regularly, so you're controlling that narrative. If you can personalize the message, then great. Just whichever way you do it, make sure it's in a positive tone, where you're looking forward to coming through this, and that plans are underway behind the scenes. So as I say, if you can personalize the message, then great. One way to do that is that's totally free, is a really cool video platform that I've come across called Loom, and we use that in our offsite to help manage our HR practices that we manage for our clients remotely. We use Loom for all our videos. So if you Google Loom, Loom, and check it out, it's free. It's really super simple to use to record videos. Great for training videos as well. So if you haven't read the COVID-19 Safe Workplace principles, please do that, and note down how you can practically apply them in your business. The link will be in the comments below. And if you need help taking charge of the change right now, when it comes to how to plan for remobilising your workforce, assessing safety as I went through today, and working through those 5 steps I've mentioned, just don't hesitate to reach out to us through our website contact page or on here, and I will put that link in the comments section to the safety principles. Have a great day.